Let us have this particular card here. With Ctrl D, you have it duplicated. Move it down right here and go to the top shape, and we come here. We make this one 2.92, so it's gonna be 2.92. So we're gonna do that by 4.43. So this is exactly what we have. So if you look at it vividly, we have some curvedness, right? So all we have to do is to reduce it a bit. So we just want to have just a little curve. So we just have to move it. I'm going to have it right here. So we need some space. So not going to be too much space, but the space should be almost the same size. That is beautiful. So what we want to have here now, if we go back to the previous one we've actually created, as you can see, we have this here where we can actually, switch between, quantity ordered to revenue, then profit. And as soon as we actually click on either of those options here, we want to have the title to actually change dynamically to what we have in selection. So you get that. So let's just get back here. So here we are. So we click right to analysis. I'm going to copy this away from here. So Ctrl C to copy. So quickly we navigate down to this, and I'm going to have to paste it right here. We do not actually need this one here. I'm going to take it off. So what we just have is just a pivot table. So inside this pivot table, let's just we just want to analyze quantity. So we want to see how many quantity were sold in to this customer. What we want is actually our top customers. Here we have full name, which we created when we actually did most of the transformation. So we actually did something like this. In case you've forgotten, let me drag it up to this level here. So now we have the full name. As you can see, we have first name and we have last name inside our customer table. So what we did was for us to some kind of match them together to create a full name, because we might have somebody. Can you see this now? Here is a first name and last name. You can see we have Aaron multiple times, but what differentiates this particular Aaron from other Aarons here is their last name here. So we actually created this. So you should just go ahead and take a look at that. So in case you've forgotten, let me show you, because I don't want you to actually miss any part of it. So all you have to do now, we go down to, go up to the top ribbon. So I'm going to click on data, and from there I can click on queries and connections. Just right click and go to edit. So let us go to customer lookup, where here we go, we have a customer here. So here is a column. So before this column, we have something like this, first name and last name. I'm going to show you how I did it so that you can actually get to know how it actually happened. So what I did was for me to select this one and this one. So I use the one I have on transform, because when I use this one here, it's going to actually add a new column for me. So I actually use the one on transform. So instead of me to actually use merge and add a new column, so I don't want to use this again. So I definitely go ahead and use this one with merge, and it added this particular step for me that gave us our full name. So you get it. So I just want to show you how we did that in the previous video in case you've forgotten. So the next thing again is for we to actually get this off. So we've gotten our quantity ordered here. I just want to rank it to the largest, so largest to the lowest. I want to get the same thing. I could actually copy that one, but this one is actually not really huge for me. I can just copy it. So I'm going to have to paste this right in here. Then I'm going to paste another one right here. Then inside this one, move this away. So what I need now is total revenue, which is going to come here. And on this one, I'm going to move it off. So here we need to actually have our gross profit. So we locate where we have our gross profit and drag it in here. So walk down straight up to where we have a customer. Under all, we can see where we have the customer table right in. So customer lookup. So we get in the full name here. So we do the same thing to this one as well. Customer lookup. So get in the full name here as well. All right, quickly, we just make sure we sort it. So I'm going to close this for now. So we come here as well. So we click on sort. So that sorts everything for us. So we're not done yet. I'm going to scroll down a little bit right here. What I want to do now is I want to actually write here my quantity order. So if you don't want to leave this cell when you actually, hit enter, just hold your control, enter, you remain the same, cell, then you actually make it bold. So now I'm going to come here now and just select this one here, the top 5 from here. So select the name. So you don't need to do anything again, just come back here and here you go. So I can just make sure I get the top 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we don't need this one, we can get it off. So we've gotten for the quantity ordered. So I'm going to come here now. Here is going to be my total revenue. Total revenue, control enter B, control B is again to bold it. So I'm going to come here and make a reference to this part here. And we just copy it across. So from there we copy down. So we need to see 5. So we just have to get this off. That is the 6th one. Then I'm going to come here right now and actually type in gross profit. Control enter, control B, the bold. And we do the same thing to this as well. So this is actually going to help us with our switch. So copy down. So get the last one off. So we've gotten this right here. So that is nice. So we don't need to use any of those ones right here again. So for now, we're going to concentrate on this particular part. All right, what we actually want now is creating a switch. I'm going to type in here, switch. So before this happens, let's see what we're going to do. So if I actually click on the top ribbon here, you are going to see where we have this particular developer. In case you cannot find this, let me show you how to actually break this right here. So go to options. So from option, you can go to customize ribbon. On that customized ribbon, you see where we have developer. Maybe yours is actually not checked. Just go ahead and check it and click on OK. And that will definitely activate this right here at the top ribbon for you. So once you have this, make sure you click on it and go down to where you have insert. Open it up, you see this particular option button right here. So click on it. That is exactly what we want. But this is not where we want to have it right in. So this is where we're going to use it. So I'm going to bring my option button here. So for the first option button, I just want to make sure it's according to what we have here. The first one is quantity order, revenue, and gross profit. So on this one here, I'm going to just clear what we have inside it. So QTY for quantity. So I'm going to Q, then small letter. Quantity order. So step off it. So if I actually click on it now, I can't select it. For you to select this now and duplicate it, you just have to hold your control key. Then you click it. That actually helps you to select it. Then Ctrl D to actually duplicate it. So inside it now, you have to get it off. So here is going to be total revenue. Then hold your control, select Ctrl D again. And the third one is going to be our gross profit. So here is going to be gross profit. So make sure it's correct. And that is all. So if I select this one now, it will give me 2. If I select this one, it's going to give me 3, 1. So if you right click on either of them and go to form control here, So don't actually bother coming to those ones here. You don't actually need them. So just leave those one the way they are. So this is just the text inside it. If you want to change it, you can actually change it from here. So I'm going to actually click on Control and select here. Then go to my analysis. Then at the top here, I'm going to link this right here. So if we go now, we should see 1. So we are seeing 1. If I come back here, go again, we are seeing 2. If I go back again, click on this one, going back here again, we're going to see 3. So this is what we're going to use to actually create our switch. That is going to make our dashboard to look very much more dynamic. So right here now, I'm going to actually have my equals sign here. So using the if condition now, I'm going to say if this particular one here is equals to 1, I want you to actually give me something from here. So if I just hit my enter key right now, it's giving me false because it is not 1. Let me come back here now. And I'm going to select quantity order. Come back here, I have full name. What happens if I copy it down? I lose everything because we did not lock this down. So if I double click this, it's actually moving. Double click on this, it's moving. Can you see that now? So this actually moves. So we don't want this one to move because we're going to copy it down. So what we want now is this. We have to make sure we lock this one and make it some kind of static here. So what we are supposed to do is to actually activate this. Double click on it. So here now we need to lock this down. So freeze it. So your F4 key would help you to do that. So for this one, we want to actually move down and as well copy across. So we don't need to actually lock either the column or the rows. So hit your enter key now, and I'm going to have to just drag this down. It gives me all the names. So let me just move it up a little bit. So here, I'm going to copy this one and move them up. So now, nicely done. So you can see we have actually produced the quantity sold. So let us come here now, change this to 2. So everything turns false. So which means we have to do extra work. So we've just actually utilized our first if. So we can use ifs to do this as well. It works. So I'm just using this. And I want to use nested if for this. So comma, I'm going to say if this same one here again. So our F4 key to lock it down is equals to 2. So I want you to retrieve something from here. You get it? So retrieve what we have here for us. Else, if that is false, come and retrieve from here. So click just, okay, we should have closed it. That is okay. So now just copy across here. And here we go. So we are seeing value from total revenue here, which is this one, and it corresponds to what we have here. So all we have to do is to drag it one more time to have the top 5 we wanted. So that gives us the last part here. So we can quickly go ahead and actually format this to what we want. So Ctrl+1 to have the formatting. And we come to this currency. So we do this. Nicely done, right? So anything we do here now would actually switch and just give us something like this. So this is the first step to do this. So I want to make a reference. I'm going to just call this custom for a purpose. So custom. Inside this custom, I just want to reference this. Hit enter key. And I'm going to come right here and drag this down and create a duplicate of this. So we can now select those 2 charts now and go ahead and insert. Then we select the kind of chart we're going to use for this. So come here, and this is the 2D chart we want to use. So if I expand it a bit, so this is what we have. For the first time, just double click it, move this right here. I want to take off the title because we're going to have a dynamic title for it. So this is not actually needed. So click on this here, come here, and go to axis options and go to categories in reverse order. So that gives you what you want. So now for the grid line, I don't want it. I'm going to take it off. So I'm going to click on this one now. I'm coming here and just have to make sure we have something like this. Close the gap. So after closing the gap, remember if I select this one, all the color that is actually similar to this would get selected. I'm going to select the top one here. Come here and turn on the data label. So once I've done that, I'm going to select it once again. So now I'm here, go to here, and now you can see where it says category name. Then turn off this. This is what you have. So we just have to make sure we push this inside base. That is okay. So it is time for we to get rid of this. We don't need that. That is good. So for this one here, I want to change the color. For the border, no line. And for the fill color here, I want to just make sure I say no fill for it. That is beautiful. So I can now make sure I come here now and make sure I turn this to 100% overlap. How about this? It's making sense, right? So this is how I just got this kind of chart created like this. So for we to actually see, the beauty of this chart now, it is time to actually Ctrl X to cut it off. We're taking this to a dashboard, and here we are on the dashboard environment here. So we're going to have to get off all the border and the fill color for it. So here we fix this into here. So it is time for we to get to use a color that we want for this. So I'm going to click on it now. Come here and select this. I want to use something like this color. So in case you don't know what color it is, so let us check the color code. So here we have this color code here. That is beautiful. So for the text here now, we can just come to text options and we use white that pops. That is nice. So we can decide to just move it a bit. Okay. This is exactly what it is. So every single time I select this, we have what we want right here. But we're not really cool with this yet because we don't have a dynamic title that we want to have here for it. So let's just create that in the next video.